Mark, I'm outside of Sweat and Tonic, a local gym near Yonge Dundas Square, one of the many local gyms that are going to be affected by the new lockdown measures. And while they scramble to try and stay afloat, they're wondering, like many local businesses, if they'll be able to survive another round of restrictions.
I think it's also really upsetting that it's being announced at 3:30. You know, it's kind of like I heard somebody say it's almost like when a boss wants to fire somebody at the end of the day on a Friday.
Promo MMA Academy is one of the top mixed martial arts gyms in the GTA. They've done what they can to adjust to COVID-19 restrictions, but are now worried for themselves and other combat gyms who are facing another shutdown.
We shut down on March 16th to keep our doors open and come up with inventive ways to continue our business. And unfortunately, we've seen a lot of people who haven't been able to, having to pay rent without being able to provide a virtual offering or to provide some sort of a workaround to the parameters.
Many gyms like Sweat and Tonic on Yonge Street are wondering what this lockdown will mean not only for their clients, but also their staff.
The real concern with this is there's a lot of people with a lot of anxiety and suffering from mental health issues right now. So a gym is not only good for the immune system, particularly in the winter when you're fighting so many issues, but also just for your mental health and well-being. We have had to open, close, and then pivot and change our offering so many times since March. It gets very, very difficult, particularly for all the staff who have to respond and react to the changes. It gets really difficult for the instructors because their whole livelihood is based on the ability to teach and help others.
As per the new restrictions, barbers and salons will close their doors, which couldn't have happened at a worse time. Before Friday afternoon's news, Tori Blewett was already telling her clients online if they have appointments later in the month to try and call to book them earlier in case of another shutdown.
Because this is coming into our busiest season, and this is the season we really, really count on at the end of the year because it's a big profit time for us. And then January is generally slower. It's hard. It's, we as a stylist or, you work in a nail salon, you're a tattoo artist, anything like that. We work in such a social setting that being at home and having nothing to do is really, it was really interesting to experience that. And the idea of going back to that it's hard.
David Ingram, along with other GTA gym owners and operators, are hoping people will continue to support them by buying online material and training sessions through their websites. Of the about 58,000 businesses that closed across the country permanently or temporarily in March of this year, nearly 22,000 came from Ontario and over 8,000 came from right here in Toronto.
According to Stats Canada, 2.2% of private sector businesses have remained temporarily or permanently closed since the pandemic began.